Commissioner Gordon, Bane has escaped.
Danger sharpens the senses. It peels away the layers of comfort, forcing you to stand bare before the chaos of existence. Those who shrink from it become prisoners of their own hesitation. But those who step into its path, who allow it to carve into their resolve, emerge with a fire that cannot be extinguished. Danger is not an obstacle. It is the proving ground of ambition. Ambition without risk is like a blade dulled by inaction. It may look the part, but will never cut deep. The thrill of danger hones ambition to a razor's edge, demanding precision, focus, and an unrelenting will. Every moment spent dancing with peril teaches lessons no safe path ever could. Danger doesn't destroy ambition, it intensifies it. Safety is a siren song. It lures you into a stagnant abyss where ambition withers under the weight of routine. The absence of risk does not bring peace, it brings decay. Danger, however, awakens the dormant spirit. It forces you to act, to think, to stretch beyond what you imagined possible. It is not your enemy, it is your greatest catalyst. Each brush with danger forces clarity. There is no time for hesitation or overthinking when the stakes are high. Decisions are stripped to their essence, clean, deliberate, unhesitating. Danger demands your full presence. It burns away distractions and leaves behind only the core of your determination. Ambition craves adversity. It thrives where others falter, feeding on the moments where the margin for error is razor thin. Danger is not an impediment. It is the fuel for transformation. Each trial faced, each risk taken shapes you into something new, something stronger. Without danger, ambition remains untested, unproven, unrealized. The comfort of safety is a trap. It breeds mediocrity and dulls the edges of potential. In contrast, danger forces evolution. It demands that you adapt, that you learn, that you overcome. Those who welcome danger do not seek chaos for its own sake. They seek the growth it commands. Every risk taken is a step into the unknown, a rejection of stagnation. Danger is not chaos. It is a crucible. It refines, reshapes, and reveals. It pushes you to confront what lies within and without, testing not only your will but your capacity for reinvention. The ambitious do not avoid danger. They embrace it as a tool for self-discovery. Danger challenges every fiber of your being. It forces you to confront what you are capable of, to expand the boundaries of your courage. It is the ultimate teacher, offering lessons that comfort could never provide. These lessons are not gentle, they are fierce, unrelenting, and transformative. To walk the path of danger is not to seek destruction, but to ignite creation. It tears apart the old and makes way for the new. It is the force that strips away pretense and leaves behind raw, untapped potential. It demands sacrifice, but in return, it offers the gift of clarity and purpose. Champions are not sculpted by the hands of comfort or crafted within the confines of safety. They are born in fire, their mettle tested in moments that demand everything. A gym may refine the body, but the essence of a champion is far deeper. It is carved out of chaos and sharpened by pain. Desire fuels the spark, but dreams and vision fan it into an unquenchable inferno. What they achieve is not a result of mere talent. It is the product of relentless willpower that transcends skill. Skill is essential, but it is a tool, not the architect. The will, the unyielding hunger to rise, is the architect of greatness. Without will, skill is nothing but untapped potential, a blade that never meets the grindstone. The will transforms potential into power, and power into action. It whispers in the darkest hours, urging forward when all seems lost. It is the force that turns despair into determination and failure into a lesson. Dreams are fragile things until they're forged into purpose. Purpose, however, is not born from ease, but from relentless struggle. Every champion starts as a mere mortal with an idea, a flicker of something more. The difference lies in their refusal to let that flame die. They nurture it through adversity, feeding it with every ounce of strength they possess. It grows not in spite of the darkness, but because of it. A vision without action is like a map without movement. Useless. Champions see what others do not, but more importantly, they act on it. They step into danger knowing it will test their resolve. Danger sharpens their focus, strips away hesitation, and demands every fiber of their being. Their vision's not just a dream. It becomes their reality, one decision, one sacrifice at a time. The road to mastery is paved with risks. Champions do not seek safety. They reject it. They understand that stagnation is the enemy of greatness. Every setback is an opportunity, every obstacle a stepping stone. Failure does not define them. Their response to it does. They rise, not because they are invincible, but because they are unrelenting. Their willpower refuses to yield to circumstance. Adversity becomes an ally, a teacher more honest than any mentor. It reveals flaws and forces adaptation. Champions do not fear their weaknesses, they exploit them. They tear themselves apart, rebuilding stronger each time. Their strength is not found in their muscles, but in their minds. They endure not for applause, but because they have no other choice. To stop is to fail, and failure is unacceptable. The world misunderstands champions, reducing them to their accolades and achievements. What the world fails to see is the war they fight within, the battle to overcome doubt, to silence the voices that scream of inadequacy. Champions are not born fearless. They are born with the courage to act despite fear, to confront the abyss and emerge victorious. Their resolve becomes their shield, their willpower, their weapon. Greatness demands sacrifices few are willing to make. Champions abandon the familiar, the comfortable, the safe. They walk into uncertainty, embracing the chaos it brings. Their strength lies not in what they have, but in what they're willing to lose. They understand that ambition without risk is hollow, and danger fuels their ascent. Each step forward is a defiance of limits, a rebellion against mediocrity. To be a champion is not to stand unscathed, it is to stand at all. It is to bear the scars of countless battles and to wear them as badges of honor. These scars are proof of resilience, of a will that cannot be broken. Champions are not defined by victory alone, but by the wars they fought to achieve it. They are a testament to what is possible when the will is stronger than the skill. Because champions are not chosen, they are created. Through fire, through chaos, through danger. They are proof that ambition is not a gift, but a choice. The fire within is a fragile thing. It flickers in the winds of doubt, shivers under the weight of failure, and threatens to extinguish in the cold embrace of despair. But it does not die easily. That fire is born of something primal, something untamed, something uniquely yours. It is the last defiant remnant of your truest self, demanding to be seen, to be heard, to burn brightly against the void. Do not smother it. Do not let it wither in the swamp of almosts and maybes. It is not the world's to extinguish. It is yours to protect. The hero in your soul is not some idealized version of yourself. standing triumphant and unblemished. It is the raw, unrelenting force that refuses to stay down, the whisper that dares you to fight for more. This hero does not ask for perfection, it demands action. Letting it perish in silent frustration is the greatest betrayal. Frustration is not a sign of weakness, it is a call to arms. It is the fire screaming for oxygen, for fuel, for the chance to roar. The world you desire is not a mirage. It is not some unreachable paradise dangling just out of your grasp. It is real, tangible, and entirely possible. But it is not handed out like a gift. It must be taken, forged in the crucible of your ambition and your pain. Every spark of effort, every ember of will contributes to its creation. The fire inside you is not just a symbol of hope, it is the engine of your reality. Doubt is a thief. It creeps in silently, extinguishing sparks before they can ignite. It tells you the world you want does not exist, that your efforts are in vain, that the fire is futile. But doubt is wrong. It has always been wrong. The fire does not need its permission to burn. It only needs your resolve, your refusal to let it go out. Each moment you stand your ground is a victory against the dark. The swamp of mediocrity is vast, its waters cold and unforgiving. Many succumb to its embrace, their fire snuffed out long before they realize what has been taken from them. But the fire that refuses to die is the fire that reshapes the world. It boils the swamp, turns it to steam, clears the path for something greater. Your fire does not merely survive, it transforms. It makes the impossible inevitable. Frustration is fuel. Each setback, each disappointment is kindling for the fire. It burns hotter, brighter, fiercer with every failure. Frustration is not the enemy. It is the sign that you care, that you fight, that you burn. The world seeks to drown your fire in distractions, in comforts, in lies about what you deserve. But frustration keeps you alive, keeps you moving, keeps you burning. The life you deserved is not some distant dream, waiting patiently for you to stumble upon it. It is a prize that must be earned, fought for, bled for. The fire within you knows this. It knows that the world is not fair, not kind, not forgiving. But it also knows that the world can be won, not through luck, not through compromise, but through relentless, unyielding will. The fire is your weapon, your shield, your guide. The fire is not just yours. It is you. It is your defiance, your ambition, your refusal to accept anything less than what you are capable of achieving. To let it go out is to let yourself fade into irrelevance, to become another soul lost in the swamp. But to keep it burning is to declare war on the forces that would see you silenced. It is to claim your place in a world that does not want to give it. The fire inside you is not afraid of danger. It thrives on it. It dances with risk, feeds on adversity, grows stronger in the face of resistance. Danger does not extinguish the fire, it fuels it. Each moment of uncertainty, each step into the unknown stokes the flames higher. The fire does not just survive danger, it craves it. For danger is where ambition is forged, where greatness is born. Power is not gifted, it is seized. It is the lifeblood of ambition, the essence of existence itself. Power is not a state of being, it is a process, an unrelenting climb. To feel power grow within you is to know life in its most raw and unapologetic form. It is not comfort, not safety, not peace. It is the burning drive to conquer resistance, to bend the world to your will and to rise above what you once were. Weakness births nothing of value. It cowers in the shadows, excusing its inability to rise as virtue. It whispers that contentment lies in stagnation, that surrender is wisdom. But weakness is a lie. To give into it is to betray the very essence of life. Power is the rejection of that lie, the roar of a soul refusing to be bound by limits. Weakness creates nothing but victims. Power creates everything else. Happiness is misunderstood. It is not serenity or the absence of struggle. True happiness is the surge of energy that comes when resistance is crushed, when obstacles are overcome, when the feeling of power courses through your veins. It is not gentle, it is violent, consuming, all-encompassing. Happiness is not found in evasion, it is forged in the fire of progress. Power is growth. It is the unending process of becoming more, taking more, achieving more. Each step forward, each victory won, heightens the feeling of power. To stagnate is to die. To pursue power is to live. Life is motion, ambition, resistance overcome. Those who stop climbing are already dead, their fire extinguished by their own complacency. Weakness is an abyss. It consumes ambition, devours potential, leaves nothing but regret. Power, however, is the ladder out of that abyss. It pulls you upward, forcing you to confront what holds you down and tear it apart. Every act of defiance, every victory over resistance feeds the will to power. Power is not given, it is taken. Resistance is not the enemy, it is the opportunity. Without resistance, power cannot grow. The harder the climb, the greater the triumph. Resistance hones your edge, refines your will, reveals your strength. To overcome resistance is to prove to yourself that you are capable of more. And the more you overcome, the more you become. Power is not static. It is a river, flowing, shifting, ever-changing. Those who cling to the illusion of control are swept away. Those who learn to harness it thrive. Power does not pity. It does not forgive. It moves forward, and so must you. Stopping is not an option. Power demands motion, progress, evolution. Happiness and power are intertwined. To feel power grow is to feel alive. To conquer, to rise, to achieve is to experience the essence of happiness. Power is not selfish, it is transformative. It lifts you, shapes you, creates you anew. It is not the end goal, but the process of getting there that defines happiness. Weakness erodes the soul, leaving behind nothing but despair. Power builds it brick by unrelenting brick. It is not born of chance, but of choice. To choose power is to choose life. To accept weakness is to accept death. Power does not wait. It does not hesitate. It demands to be pursued, embraced, wielded. A genius is not born. It is forged. It is not the product of chance or circumstance, but of will. Genius is the mastery of one's own mind, the refusal to allow it to be swayed by the whispers of mediocrity or the screams of conformity. It is the art of shaping chaos into order, of bending the mind to serve rather than be served by the whims of the world. Genius is power, focused and unrelenting. Outside influences are the weapons of the unremarkable, wielded to drag ambition into the dirt. The genius understands this, sees the game for what it is, and refuses to play. Discouragement and deception are tools meant to enslave, but the genius wields them as fuel. Each obstacle becomes a stepping stone, each setback a challenge to overcome. The genius does not falter, it rises. The mind is a battlefield. Every thought, every impulse is a soldier in the war for control. The genius takes command, shaping the chaos of the mind into a disciplined force. Objectives are chosen with precision, strategies crafted with care. The genius is not led by circumstance, but leads it, directing the mind with ruthless efficiency toward the goals that matter. Possession of the mind is the ultimate form of power. It is not given freely, it must be seized. The genius understands this, fights for it, claims it. Every thought, every decision becomes a tool of creation. Distractions are not entertained and doubts are crushed before they can take root. The genius builds and the world takes note. Ambition without focus is meaningless. The genius understands this better than most. Focus is the lens through which ambition becomes action, the force that turns dreams into reality. It sharpens the mind, channels the will, and creates momentum. Without focus, ambition scatters like dust in the wind. With it, the genius reshapes the world. Outside influences prey on the weak-minded, offering false comforts and hollow promises. The genius sees through the facade, understanding that these distractions are chains, meant to bind. Liberation comes not from indulging them, but from rejecting them outright. The genius forges their own path, unshackled and unstoppable. A genius is not concerned with approval. The opinions of others are irrelevant, their judgments meaningless. The genius seeks not to please, but to achieve. Each success is a victory against the forces that would see ambition extinguished. The genius does not seek permission. It takes what it wants. To direct the mind is to wield the ultimate weapon. The genius understands this and wields it with precision. Goals are not just set, they are pursued with a ferocity that leaves no room for failure. The genius is not afraid of danger. It welcomes it as the crucible in which greatness is forged. The genius is a force of nature, a storm that reshapes everything in its path. It does not ask for understanding or acceptance. It demands results. Each step forward is a declaration of power. Each achievement a testament to the will that drives it. The genius is not content to exist, it thrives. Mediocrity is a plague, spreading silently through the minds of those too afraid to act. It cloaks itself in excuses, disguises itself as contentment, and whispers that ambition is a fool's errand. Those who lack self-motivation fall prey to this poison, no matter the brilliance they possess. Talent without drive is a blade without a wielder, useless, forgotten, rusting away in the shadows of what could have been. Motivation is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is the fire that burns away inertia, force that transforms potential into power. Without it, even the most gifted are nothing more than spectators watching as the ambitious carve their names into history. Talent is a tool, but motivation is the hand that wields it, the force that gives it purpose. To live without it is to exist in mediocrity's prison. The world does not reward talent, it rewards action. Those who wait for their gifts to carry them forward are left behind, buried under the weight of their unfulfilled potential. The motivated understand this. They do not wait for opportunity. They create it. They take their talents and sharpen them with effort, polish them with persistence, and use them to carve out their destiny. Self-motivation is not a natural gift. It is a discipline. It is forged in the fire of failure, strengthened by resistance, and refined through relentless action. Those who lack it are not cursed. They are choosing to remain unmade. Every day they let slip by is another nail in the coffin of their ambition. Motivation does not wait to be summoned. It must be seized, controlled, wielded like a weapon. Mediocrity thrives on complacency. It feeds on the minds of those who wait, those who wish, those who hesitate. But motivation is the antidote, the force that breaks the cycle. It is not passive. It is aggressive, demanding, unyielding. The self-motivated do not wait for permission to act. They act, tearing down the barriers that stand in their way. Talents without motivation are hollow. They promise much but deliver nothing. It is not enough to possess skill or intelligence. Without the will to use them, they are wasted, forgotten, meaningless. The motivated understand this. They know that action is the only thing that matters, the only thing that separates the accomplished from the abandoned. The world is brutal. It does not care about potential, it cares about results. Self-motivation is what bridges the gap between the two. It is the drive to rise in the face of failure, to push forward when every part of you screams to stop. Those who lack it are left to wither, their talents fading into irrelevance. Motivation is not optional, it is survival. Because in the end, mediocrity is not a failure of talent, it is a failure of will. The self-motivated rise above it, using their ambition to shatter the limits imposed upon them. Danger fuels their drive, sharpens their focus, and propels them to greatness.